This is the Edge of Madness.
Welcome back. Where'd they go?
Well, this is like the 4th episode. We're gonna. Welcome back, everyone. This is the Edge of Madness. I'm your host, Rusty. There, I made it through it. We did it. I'm not taking it out.
That's the end of the show, guys. We did it.
Well, if tonight's episode wasn't over, we would be talking about black-eyed kids.
Black-eyed kids.
I don't know. When you say it like that, that kind of sounds like offensive.
Yeah, kind of.
Those damn black-eyed kids, you know.
Black-eyed children.
Black-eyed children. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah, you made yourself sound real racist.
Right? Yeah, that's kind of how it comes across. I mean, it's not, but it comes across that way.
Yeah.
It's weird.
No, well, that's why in my thing I put black-eyed children.
Right.
Sounds less racist.
Well, I didn't write these.
Well, that's why you should do your research.
We've established this. I'm just here to look pretty.
You're not doing it well. Good job.
All right. Today's current conspiracy. Apparently, 6 or 7 months ago, the New York Times released a video from the DoD of UFO footage from 2004, I believe.
UFO footage?
Yeah, like some unidentified object flying over San Francisco back in 2004.
Okay. Wasn't that stuff on YouTube though?
I mean, yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, okay. But like the government sent out official videos of it.
Yeah, no. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an official DoD video.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it's official, then I mean the government.
Yeah, they're acknowledging that this is a strange occurrence or whatever.
Well, what? I don't know. I haven't seen the video. I've seen the ones on YouTube and everything from the 2004 thing, but I wonder how theirs looks. Because is it the same thing or is it like?
Well, the one that I've seen is like thermal footage from a jet.
Oh, okay.
And they're talking about what they're seeing. It's like a fleet of unidentified objects. But on camera, you can only see one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it on camera? Isn't it like a big, like triangle light or something like that?
No.
I'm not sure what I'm thinking about.
Maybe you're thinking about the one in Arizona in 1999.
Probably.
Or 1990. I don't remember when that one was.
No, because that one looked. I don't know. It looked more modern. If that makes sense. The one that I saw.
Well, I don't know. But the one I'm talking about is just like this little clump of dark material in the thermal vision flying against the clouds.
See, I haven't seen like I said, I haven't seen the DoD footage.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, this video came out. The conspiracy is that this incident started the process to spawn the Space Force, which is only now coming out.
Okay.
The government wants to start a Space Force to either defend against these alien threats, or they're using it as a ploy, a fake alien invasion, and a fake war with these aliens to establish full control over the world.
Now, I'm no military expert or anything like that, but how does that spawn the thought of this is a military war, or this is a war between the two species, as it were?
Well, I guess the idea is that some secret happenings occurred, and they only released part of the video.
Mm-hmm.
And that the government knows more than we do, and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. We're going to fight aliens, or we're partners with the aliens.
Well, I would think it's more than that.
It's the same old, but...
The thing is, if this is to be true, and there were alien spacecrafts or UFOs that flew over, I mean, if they didn't attack at that point, I don't think they're very, violent. I think they were just observing or whatever have you.
Yeah.
Or them getting lost. I mean, I could see an alien species like taking a road trip out in the world or out in the universe and then get lost.
Yeah.
You know?
Trump started the Space Force.
That's very nonchalant.
That's what we're taking away from this. Trump started the Space Force. We don't know why. Seems like a big waste of money.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think the human race is advanced enough to start investing in stuff like that because we still have a lot of technologies that are still very new when it comes to space travel and space transportation. I think we should start getting that taken care of before we start anything like that.
Well, that's according to what we know.
Yeah.
I mean, conspiracies along this line, you have to make some assumptions, like the assumptions that the U.S. is much more involved in space. We talk with aliens regularly.
I mean, they very much could. I mean, they could already have working spaceships, and all of a sudden, 2 years from now, you see, hey, we got our first spaceship.
Yeah.
We can make it to Mars in like 7.8 seconds.
Right.
That would freak me out.
Yeah, I mean, that would prove like everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone would be so like struck by like we have this technology now that I don't think anyone would ask, well, how long have we had this technology? Because things like this just don't show up after like overnight.
Yeah,
so
and then you get the standard response of, oh, don't ask questions, this is what's happening.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I guess in that point you could look at it as like the Manhattan Project. All of a sudden we have this bomb that can destroy cities with one hit, and people never really asked, oh, well, where did this product come from? Where it just come up all overnight? I mean, how is it the Enola Gay can just drop one bomb and destroy Nagasaki?
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, they could be. I mean, all of Area 51's testings could have been for a project like this. Okay, we're making a spaceship so that we can do deep space adventuring. We can colonize other planets, things like that. Now, I'd be down for it. I mean, I would like to colonize a planet, maybe Mars or.
That's the thing too. I think most of humanity would be for that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if commercial. I mean, not Tesla. What is it? SpaceX. They've been trying to do commercial space transportation for a very long time.
Yeah. So I don't see why you would have to keep it secret or make any kind of conspiracy issues.
But the thing is, that's Elon Musk, and Elon Musk is
weird.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
He's the eccentric billionaire.
Yeah, I mean he's literally eccentric billionaire. I want to take people to space.
Yeah,
it's his whole thing,
With flamethrowers.
With flame. That's crazy. One of my friends got one of those, or not one of my friends, but the person I know, he got one, and I was just like, why did you buy that thing? I was thinking like $500. I'm just saying.
I didn't buy one.
Well, you should. I bought one. No, I didn't buy one.
I wanted to buy one. They were sold out.
Yeah, they were sold out
really fast.
Yeah, because I remember he pulled out that video on Twitter. He's like, here, guess what we got, guys?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's sweet.
By the time I heard about it, they were already sold out.
Oh, okay.
So.
But anyways, I mean, just it's really hard to wrap my head around this because I don't know why the government would want. I mean, who knows why the government does what it does, but why would the government want to deliberately put out this fear-mongering campaign about an alien life form wanting to take over our planet or wanting to start a war? So, I mean, what are they going to do with it? What are they going to do? We have to put our bonds into space bonds.
Yeah, I mean, we have to unify humanity under a solitary government to fight the alien horde.
Yeah, that was that's the plot of a lot of things, but I mean, it doesn't really work in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's weak. That's the thing. These conspiracies are kind of weak.
I don't know. I mean, the Space Force itself is kind of weak because it's like you're trying to, because the Space Force is a military branch, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
trying
It's supposed to be this military campaign to like defend the world from space or further America's interest in space.
I mean, why not just fund NASA again?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already been established. You don't have to start something from the ground up. I mean, they're still kind of there.
Yeah, and also like you don't need military personnel to do any of that.
No, you don't. I mean,
you could use NASA to create a space defense grid. I mean, these things have been thought out in thousands of science fiction books. Just follow that.
Yeah, I mean, it's because they don't have people like that in these positions of power. They don't have someone who's looking at sci-fi novels and stuff. I mean, but to be fair, they're sci-fi novels. But, I mean, some of them are based in science and quantum physics and things like that.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, I don't know. It's just really dumb on our president's part because we already have something that deals with space, and the U.S. government is very intertwined in it.
But then, also the administration currently is like, I don't know, I think they've proven that they're pretty good at doing things behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
The president puts out little hints of what they're doing through like media releases or things he says on Twitter, stuff like that.
Right.
That on the surface it always seems really stupid. But
that's true.
Then we have things like Korea, like that whole situation is being fixed when just a month prior they were talking trash over Twitter. So I think this administration is just very.
So Trump's like, we're gonna have best space alien force ever.
Yeah, and then it might end up being
have
like
Spartans come out.
Yeah, it might end up being like super awesome, and everybody will be behind it. So that's the thing. It's hard to tell with this administration. They don't lay anything out like the way it's going to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Like we get one report from.
They're very good at doing the whole mishap thing. Like here, look at this while I'm doing this over here.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what's going on.
Yeah.
Here and now. Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, that's something to look into, I think. I mean, I might look more into it because even when I heard the whole Space Force thing, I was like, it's just something that he just blurted it out. I mean, it was real quick too, so.
Yeah.
And I mean, you see the memes everywhere, but
the truth of the matter is that we just don't know, and there's stuff going on behind the scenes.
Oh, I mean, that's with anything, though.
Yeah, of course. Our executive producer said that it could be the New World Order,
wanting to do
sticking their fingers in the pie again, wanting to create a central world government,
central world government, yeah.
Yeah, the Space Force being the most powerful of the military branches.
I just don't see how you can fake. I mean, I can see how you can fake an alien, like a spacecraft going by. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But it being like a war, it being like, you would have to make this a very elaborate thing. You would have to have a species already in mind for this. You would have to have attacks like public attacks. It's like, how are you going to do this? And it's like, what are they going to use? Bullets? I don't think aliens use bullets. When people see an alien, they don't think, oh, this thing's going to shoot me with a bullet.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would just have to show dead bodies. You wouldn't have to show how they died. That's the thing, is that using...
Yes, but this would have to be a public thing, I would think. Because you can kill people with phosphorus and say, oh, it was a giant laser weapon.
Yeah.
And scientists will come and say, no, this was phosphorus.
Well, don't let the scientists in the scene.
Or,
that's the thing.
But how are they going to say, well, this was an alien attack? They have to have finite proof of it being an alien attack. You have to either have a giant spacecraft unknown to any specs around militaries around the world.
Yeah.
There has to be an alien species at least different enough from ours that we can see, oh, this is a thing from another world.
I don't know. I think it could be done. I think you just need to have enough governments and powerful people in on it to try to fake it. You know, like...
That's the thing, though. You would have to buy all the senators, all the House Representatives, have to buy our executive powers.
Which the NWO conspiracy already assumes. It already assumes that all these people are bought. You know, so...
But you have to get the whole world into it. Everybody.
Yeah.
All the news outlets, all the senators, everyone.
Yeah, it's big. It would be like the biggest thing ever.
It would. I mean...
Yeah.
That's like... I don't know. That's just like... It's so harebrained that I can't see that coming to fruition. It would have to be a real thing.
Yeah.
Or they would have... Or now, what if they had an alliance with an alien species? What if this was a whole lizard people thing?
Mm-hmm.
And they've had this alliance for a long time. Now they're creating the Space Force, so now that they can have this ploy where they have lizards or whatever, gray men, whatever alien species that they have aligned with, and say, hey, these things are trying to kill us. We need to reform our governments into one and take on this threat.
See, I think that's more likely. I mean, maybe not lizard people, but
like any species.
Yeah, any outside species. Yeah, I think that's probably more along the line, or they're threatened or coerced into doing that for the benefit of the creatures.
Yeah. I mean, that's always a problem too. Or that's not always a problem, but it's always a option.
Yeah.
But I mean, now that I can see happening.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, because I can't see a bunch of humans coming together and say, oh, well, we need to create a giant saucer that can not only float, but like shoot projectiles.
Yeah.
And we need to have people in costume shooting people with energy weapons.
I don't know. I mean, they've done some messed up stuff before, but that would be pretty big.
Yeah. I mean, not to that extent.
I just don't know. I think the big question really that everyone has is what's the motivation for creating the Space Force? Why are we doing this?
I mean, maybe another space race.
But this president campaigned on lowering the budgets and getting rid of debt, national debt, and creating an entire new military agency. It's just totally out of what he promised, you know. And he's fulfilled other promises in the campaign. So why is he supporting this?
Because politicians lie.
Well, yeah. But this is just such an outrageous, like, ridiculous thing to spend money on.
For no doubt at all. This is like I'm going to pay for every single person in the Americas to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, like
that's that's on the same page for me. That's on the same page.
Yeah. It is that kind of outrageous. Yeah, I mean, unless there's some huge benefit that we're not seeing, like I don't know, if he unveils the Space Force and says, "Oh, we've got giant space aircraft carriers floating over Russia, and we're going to take over Russia." I mean, that'd be pretty good for our economy.
I mean, I would think Disney would take over Russia before.
Maybe Disney's in on it.
Oh, that'd be cool. A bunch of Mickey Mouse Death Stars. That's funny.
Giant robotic Mickey Mouse heads in the sky.
Oh my god, that's like a nightmare.
I want to read that book now.
What book is that?
Like just whatever book that shows up.
That's a fan fiction book. That's not an actual book.
It'd be cool.
What was I gonna say? If anything, for the Space Force to work, we would have to find resources that we cannot find here on Earth. So different precious metals. There's been talks that Mars has different types of fuels, different types of precious metals on it that we could use. So I mean, there's a benefit. I mean, you have a whole planet that we can just mine off of. Not only that, but colonize once we're done with it, basically. I mean, we could colonize on the moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Get some freaking lasers on the moon.
Yeah.
Freaking moon lasers.
That'd be cool. I don't think you can. Like, Venus is way too hot, right?
Yeah, the only thing I guess there's been several probes sent there, but they've all been destroyed by the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It's
not just that, it's like radiation.
It's
right?
still beyond. Yeah, it's still beyond our capabilities. At least from what we know, what the information that's out there.
Right.
It's still too difficult for us to colonize most planets. Mars would be an extremely.
What's after Mars?
Jupiter,
right?
Yeah,
that's way too far.
But that's through the asteroid belt too, and
I mean it's a gas giant.
Yeah, so there's not really a surface that we know of.
Yeah,
and if there is, it's probably like a soupy type mixture.
Well, I mean it rains methane.
Yeah, and it rains into more gas.
Yeah.
So it's that would be a completely alien environment to anything we've
experienced. Oh, of course,
before.
Yeah. I mean, we would have to we would live on the moon. We live on Titan or something.
Yeah, I think that's more the direction they're leaning, is going towards Titan or Europa or whatever other. It has a multitude of moons.
Yeah, there's 12 moons.
It's like 40.
40?
Yeah,
Holy
it's some huge amount of moons. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a dream that's in the back of every American's mind. It's part of our culture to have that space, the aspiration towards more.
It's always been there.
Adventure, and I think that's probably what.
Since the first rocket was made, we're just
Yeah, that's probably the basis of what this Space Force is coming off of.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be pretty cool to be the generation or be in the generation to go to these places.
Mars,
yeah.
Colonize the moon.
I just think that there's a lot of problems we gotta solve first here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do believe that we should take care of the problems here. I mean, we have an energy crisis that we're gonna have pretty soon.
Yeah.
We have weather that just does not like us.
Mm-hmm. We've got increasing social issues.
Yes, we have increasing social issues. There's a new one every day.
Yeah. And I mean, nothing, I guess, it depends on your point of view on it, I guess. Do you view these horrible events like the shootings as on the same level of a culture war? Or are they just terrible tragedies as a result of bad feelings? Is it all part of the same issue? Or are these all separate tragedies,
I think now in the society we live in, it all kind of melts together because everything is kind of connected.
Mm.
So, I mean, you have these tragedies happening, and yes, they seem to be finite, and they seem to be just based on that. But, I mean, there are other things that go into, the shooter had this problem, and that problem source from this, and this is the source from that.
Right.
And there's just a bunch of little things that tree off into other things. And it's we have to look at our state's policy on guns. Well, we have to look at our state policy on violence. We have to look at our state's policy on the death penalty, yada, yada, yada,
Mm-hmm.
So I think it all, and social, and not just social media, but media as a whole likes to mend all this. This wouldn't happen if this were like this.
Right.
This wouldn't happen if this guy would do this.
Yeah.
Stuff like
that. I don't know. I think that the issues that we're having now are side effects of a soft culture war going on right now.
I would think so. Yeah.
And I think it's not a two-sided culture war. I think it's a multifaceted culture war.
Mm-hmm.
I think that in America we are very diverse. And I think there are people who can agree on a lot of things, people who disagree on a lot of things, but it's being exasperated by institutions like the media.
Yes.
And it is creating in a way a culture war that we already have thousands of victims from. It's just a matter of, do you want to classify those all as casualties in this war, or just casualties of these separate tragedies? I would put them all under the umbrella.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you have you have, of course, you have the tragedies, which are the shooting. You have these celebrities dying. You have these other things happening. These sexual harassment cases and things like that.
Yeah.
You have these organizations that are trafficking people. You have these organizations that are trafficking drugs. You have these organizations that are trafficking guns.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And a lot of it all comes together because we live in a world now where nothing is secret anymore. Nothing at all.
Right.
I mean, you can think it's secret. Somebody knows.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to get out somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Either through social media, through media, whatever you call it. And we have so many people looking at this one thing now. You have so many aspects and so many ideas happening over this one thing that, of course, it's going to be connected to other things because not everyone thinks the same.
Right.
So you're going to have this person think that, oh, well, it's connected to that. Another person think, oh, well, it's actually connected to that. You have not only this issue, but the issue of what's happening on the sidelines. You have people arguing over, well, it should be done this way because I think this.
Mm-hmm.
Or it should be done this way because I think that. Well, this would never happen if this happened. Stuff like that. And so we all just get so caught up on these not little things, but these things.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can look at our phones, or we can look online, or we can basically anything. And we can see this and have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
And we can write in the comments. We can post our own videos about it, things like that. I mean, even our outlet, we have our own opinions. Not everyone has the same opinion as we do. Mm-hmm. And people, when we encourage people to give us their thoughts on it.
Right.
And, of course, we love that. But for some of these other things, they can cause a lot of trouble, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was a good long tangent we went on.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good.
Let's go ahead and get back to the actual meat of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Today's topic is black-eyed children.
Yes.
So, I guess let's first establish, what are black-eyed children?
I was looking up a lot of things, and there's no actual origin to these things.
They just kind of showed up, right?
Yeah.
The story just kind of showed up.
For the past 20 to 30 years, it's been real, the past 20 years have been the most concentration of these things. Mm-hmm. Where was it? Because it's there's no exact origin to what these things are. Some say they're types of apparitions. Some say that they're just they're a children of the corn kind of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I get with it. What Children of the Corn came out in 1980, 82? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's a complete rip-off of Children of the Corn.
Yeah, but just the way that they come off as is because the black-eyed children, they not only they're kids, of course, but the way they go about talking to people and the way they go about doing things is very odd. When people are standing next to these things or to these children, mm-hmm. They feel very uneasy, very they start feeling scared all of a sudden.
Right, your instincts kind of kick in.
Yeah, this thing is this. I gotta stay away from this kid because he's dangerous, or
right. Yeah, there's something going on.
There's just something wrong with this kid. Yeah. I don't want to be around it.
Yeah.
But they reported seeing children with black eyes, mm-hmm. of course. With black eyes that want you to help them in some way. Always the way that people say that they come up to them, either from their car up to their cars, up to their doorsteps. They come up to you in the street, and they ask you to help you in some way. Either, oh, can you help me? Can I come inside and call my mom? Or can you help me out with this? I have to find my lost puppy or something like that.
Right.
Or, can you please help me? And, you have that feeling that, something's not right here. So
yeah, well,
you say, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Like, how would you feel like this kid? They're usually like, I've never seen them described as, overweight or anything. They're always really skinny.
Yeah.
They're always have like translucent skin.
Yeah.
Like
very pale.
Yeah, it's like super white, like they've never seen sun.
Mm-hmm.
Usually have like dark hair
mm-hmm.
and black eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So that image is kind of like Damien from The Omen.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, yeah, I think these apparitions are definitely like pop culture based.
Well, it's considered an urban legend.
Yeah, or they're like, or the pop culture was influenced by these, which is I think that's just as likely.
Because kids that just come out of nowhere and just ask you for stuff, you're just like, I really don't want to deal with
this. Yeah, and especially if they look like that, you're not gonna be open to helping them.
Right.
But I know also that when you deny them help, they become more agitated, more pressing.
They're like, oh, no, you have to help me with this, or you're the only person that can help me with this.
And it becomes less about helping them as more about forcing you to do what they want.
And the thing is, when this happens, people start feeling like they are being captivated by this.
Yeah,
this kid.
like it's a hypnosis or like
they start wanting to open their door, they start wanting to roll their window down,
or they notice that their body is doing something that they are not telling it to.
Yeah,
their actions are not matching what their mind is thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Or they are missing time, like they find out that they've been standing at their door for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah,
I heard that story once. Was that I think it was a woman went to answer her door to these black-eyed children, and her sister or friend or whatever was also in the house and didn't see the children, but saw that the woman had been standing there just staring for 10 minutes straight and was wondering what was going on. So that's another thing. They're not always seen by everyone in the...
No, I've never heard that.
Yeah, so it begs the question, like, are these physical beings? Are they spiritual? Are they ghosts? Are they some kind of supernatural monster, like a vampire? Are they demonic in nature?
Well, vampiric. Well, I wouldn't think they're vampiric. Well, maybe. There's never been an account of someone doing what they want, like letting them in, or
right. Yeah, no one's actually been attacked or forced to do anything in the end.
Now, there have been reports of black-eyed children being seen at like car crashes or other like tragic things, and they'll be like in the back, or like there'll be a cornfield and they'll poke their little heads out, or if there's a forest nearby, they'll be standing there next to the trees. Yeah,
I actually remember a story. I don't know how if it's verified or whatnot, but I know that at least one witness to the bridge collapse in the Mothman case also saw black-eyed children.
Really?
Yeah. So
that brings me. Oh, go on, but that brings me up to something.
Yeah. So it's just another instance where they were there at the scene of a horrible tragedy for no known reason, and again they just wanted something simple like let me into your house for food or a phone call or whatever, and it's just like, why? What are these things? Why do they show up after these horrible things happening?
Right.
I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what these things are. I've never heard of anyone, like, beyond the stories, I've never met anyone who's ever encountered anything like that. So,
you see, now, whenever they talk about them having very translucent skin, very pale skin, them sounding very awkward, like when they talk, they sound very, like they don't speak in a way that you and I do.
Right.
Or like they're very atomic, or not atomic, but robotic.
Like flat speech, no expression, just very...
They're very like calm when they talk, and they're very like,
can
you please let me in?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, that takes me back to the Men in Black.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar instance.
Now,
yeah,
because you said that they were found at the Moth, or reports of them at the Mothman incident. I know the Men in Black were very prominent there as well.
Yes.
So do these things have some kind of connection with the Men in Black, or are they like little scouts that the Men in Black send out to?
Yeah, exactly. They seem to have they share a lot of features. They have the dark visage. They have the translucent skin. They have either dark eyes or, like the Men in Black, have their eyes covered by sunglasses. They're thin, and they speak in monotone voices.
Yes.
So they're I would say they're related in some way.
Yeah.
If they both exist and they're both real. There's definitely a case for that. They act the same way, they look the same way. Another thing was that the black-eyed children, oftentimes their clothes are out of time.
Yeah, like they'll be like 20 or 30 years prior, or they'll like be like I've heard other incidences where they just wear like black sweaters or something like that.
Yeah, it's not normal clothing. It's not something you would wear given the environment and the time you're in. Yeah.
A lot they're said to be a big concentration of them in Britain. They're said to live in the Cochrane Forest. They said they've been seen walking. They've seen children walking into the forest and not coming out and things like that. I think there was a movie on that actually. Where these things. Well, I think they were apparitions, and they would like attack people and eat them or something like that.
Okay. I don't know of any, like, I wasn't aware of any specific locations until our executive producer, Brunhilde, gave me one in Abilene, Texas.
Oh, okay.
There was a sighting, I believe, in the early 2000s. Brian Bethel was sitting in his car when two boys between 9 and 12 years old approached his car. Both boys were wearing hoodies.
Yeah.
They claimed to have forgotten money for a movie they were seeing and wanted to ride back home. Bethel had this irrational fear.
Right.
He was nervous that these two kids were approaching him.
Away from me.
Yeah, like it was odd that these two kids were around and they were giving him this creepy feeling.
Right.
When he denied them the money, they asked him for a ride back home. Bethel denied them that too, and that's whenever they became more pressing. They said that, well, we really need a ride, and you need to help us.
Yeah, I think I heard this story before.
And he claimed that he didn't have any control over his body, and he was starting to open the door. He was going to open the door. But he stopped. He noticed that he was moving, and he stopped himself before he could actually do that. He said that he looked up and he saw how dark their eyes were, and he sped off. He was afraid.
This is the one I heard.
He said that he looked in the rearview mirror, and they weren't there. They were gone. They disappeared somehow. So, I mean, this is a pretty standard account. It's just that we have a physical location and a date. And I believe it may have been in newspapers or in some kind of reports. It's just a little bit of proof, I guess, that this is happening at least. Still no answers on what these things are, though. Yeah, I would speculate that they're spiritual.
They seem to be. Yeah. Like, not only spiritual, but like metaphysical, meta-spiritual.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be some sort of demon. I mean, demons are known to take the form of children.
Yes.
I mean, they could be some sort of ghost of some sort, a specter. Or,
it all depends on how you view the supernatural. I mean, if you're of the view that ghosts are spirits who are looking for something, I mean, these kids are obviously looking for something. They want help. They want some kind of person to help them, some kind of assistance. In the classic thought of ghost, the spirit needs help. So maybe they are ghosts. Maybe they were killed some way and they're looking for some help to get to the other side. I don't know.
I don't know. The way they go about doing things.
But on the other hand, is that they always ask to be invited. They never actually force their way in. And it is
very vampiric.
Yeah, it's like a vampire. A vampire has to be invited into the home. Same thing with like a demonic presence. You have to invite it in some way. You have to welcome that evil presence into your home, whether that be through your actions or your, a ritualistic invitation, anything like that. Both of those kind of specters have to be invited. That's the big thing, is that that's a common thing. All of these things have been asked to be invited in.
Right.
And there's just so much legend and myth, like hundreds of years of these creatures being asked to be invited in, backing that up to say that these are either vampires or demons. I mean,
Let Me In. That's what the name of the movie was.
Let Me In.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let Me In.
Yeah. But if they are vampires, why aren't we seeing grown ones?
We're seeing what?
Grown ones, like adults, doing the same thing.
That's right. Well, I mean, vampires don't really discriminate when it comes to age. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you would think you would see
more
adults, adult vampires doing the same kind of action.
Think of it this way. I mean, even though these kids are creepy and everything, aren't you more prone to letting your guard down around children than you would around an adult?
Yeah. Yeah.
If an adult man comes to you and says, "Hey, let me into your house," of course you're not going to let him to your house.
Right.
But if you see a 5-year-old kid like, "Oh, I lost my mom, can I come in and call him or call her or whatever,"
Yeah.
I mean, you're more prone to. I mean, of course you have that thing in the back of your head like, "Hey, don't let this guy in."
Right.
But either way, you're more prone to let down your defenses and let that person in.
Yeah.
Let that child
in. I don't know. It's strange.
Yeah, I mean, it's a creepy thing. I mean, I've never had anything like. I never had a child come up to me like, "Hey, can you help me out here?"
Yeah, I've never had a child do that either. Yeah. So, in fact, I would find that circumstance very strange.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be like, "Where's your mom?"
Yeah, exactly. And especially in today's day and age, you see unattended children like.
That's the thing. I don't really see many.
People call the cops on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot less common to see unattended children these days.
I don't see like of course you see like this the delinquents, the neighborhood delinquents, but a child like I know the people in my neighborhood. I know the kids that like to walk around or like to play basketball or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Like you get to know these people.
Yeah. But all of a sudden, if I see a kid I've never seen before, and they're asking me, "Hey, can I come inside your house and do this?" Of course, I'm gonna be like, "Hey,
Yeah. No.
not
gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's little TJ down the street, of course. But if it's someone I've never seen before,
right? Yeah. That's just asking for trouble.
Yeah. I mean, no, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I hope nothing like that happens to me. But I would like to know if that's happened to anyone else.
Definitely.
So, hey, if you've had a little kid with black eyes, tell you that you wanted to, they wanted to have your help in some way, let us know, because I would like to hear that.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't just have to be a black-eyed child. It could be any kind of circumstance where you were just kind of weirded out by that same.
Or like if you've had like a weird
that strange interaction, right?
Yeah, a stranger coming up to you and just being. I mean, of course, they're just strange people out there that just come up and talk to you. That happens to me like literally all the time.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, yeah. Like you have a real knack for attracting weirdos.
Oh, God, I know. I hate it
so
much.
No, instances that are similar to these were like translucent skin, dark eyes, clothes out of time,
or like if there weren't, because a lot of these interactions have been with children at night wearing sunglasses, and it's like, why are you wearing your sunglasses at night? And it's too
hyper. No, but yeah, anything like that, or
Just odd things.
Yeah, any like creature or spirit or whatever that you think may be in your home or another place. That kind of gives you the same kind of chills.
Heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, in this manner. I think that's all we've got for today.
Mm-hmm.
Any idea what we're doing next week?
No, not yet. But let us know of anything weird that's happening in your life in the comments. Go ahead and like us on our social media.
Mm-hmm.
It'll all be scripted down below. Let us like and share this video. If you are not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, then please subscribe. Just do what he says. Make sure that you ring the bell as well. We're also on SoundCloud. Yeah, we are on Twitch, so go and check us out on Twitch. We do not have any live streams yet on there, but we do have all of our episodes that we do upload on there.
Yep.
Like I said, like our social medias, our Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook. It'll all be down in the description. Let us know what you think of this video. If you would like us to talk about anything in particular, let us know.
Tell your friends, tell your family, your crazy uncle.
We love your crazy uncle.
Yep, we're going to make t-shirts of that. But we need more viewers first.
Yeah, so
yeah, tell everyone, your friends, family, your kids, your wife, your dog, your cat.
Yeah, we're gonna try to be up here every Friday at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Central time, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, make sure you look into that. That's why we want you to hit that little bell so you get a notification every time that we upload a new video. We will be doing our thing. I think that's it, right, Rusty?
Yeah, that's it. This was The Edge of Madness. See you next week.
All right, guys. See you later.